We're just going to retreat, I think. We could always play Onslaught here and maybe buff Shocker, but it's not going to be enough. So we're just going to retreat, lose our 2 cubes, and get into the next game. By doing this, we've only lost those 2 cubes instead of playing for 4 and potentially losing 4 cubes. If we go on to our next game now and win 4 cubes or even 8 cubes, we're already in the positive. Hey everyone, it's ShadowDTV coming at you with another Marvel Snap video. Today we're going to be checking out the fastest way to get to infinite rank. Now, I know a lot of you guys are new to Marvel Snap. You're probably trying to get your rank up to 100. I'm going to give you guys the pro tips that you need to get to infinite as fast as possible. Alright guys, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up on the video, and let's get straight into it. Okay guys, first things first. Pick the deck that you want to play to get to infinite rank. Now, what I'm saying is it's not that you can't use other decks, but you shouldn't be changing deck every single, few games. Say you play 5 games and you lose maybe 2 or 3 in a row. You think, oh, this deck sucks, I'm going to change to a different deck. Now, that's the wrong mindset to have, unfortunately. Yes, if you just want to try out a bunch of decks, have fun with the game, do that, enjoy it, try out different decks to find the one you like. But when you really want to start pushing your rank, you need to choose maybe 1 to 2 decks maximum. Obviously, when there's featured locations, hot locations, sometimes they could be really bad for your deck. In those situations, it's okay to change to a deck that can take advantage of those locations. But during any other normal matches, you want to be making sure that you know your deck inside out. So if you're playing a bunch of different decks, you're not going to be learning all the different combos. You're not going to learn what locations they're good with. There's so much variance in Marvel Snap with the locations. You want to know what cards and what your deck, what it benefits it. So you want to make sure you're playing with that single deck. At maximum 2 different decks, but you want to make sure you know them well. What I mean by this is, for instance, we've got this Ultron deck here. I use this deck to get to infinite this season, and I know this deck inside out. I know the combos. I know what decks can beat this. If I see certain cards come out, I know that I might have a pretty low chance of winning, and so I'll know when to retreat. And then on the opposite side of that, I'll know when I'm in an amazing position. I know when my opponent thinks that they're going to win, and I can, surprise them with a big Ultron play and get the W. So you really want to make sure that you know your deck inside out. We're going to play a game with this deck as I discuss some other things. So again, just try and learn your deck well. I know the game is just so exciting. You're having so much fun with it, but this is if you want to push your rank. If you want to get to 100, make sure you're focusing on your deck, learning the matchups, and the only way to learn them is to play with the deck. You'll learn what locations are good, you'll learn what locations are bad. If you really do dislike the deck, don't stick with it, just change, find the deck that you enjoy. Guys, on top of that, retreating is a huge mechanic in the game, and it's super important to getting to infinite rank. Now, if you've played other card games, you might think of retreating as conceding the game, taking it as a loss, but that is not how it works in Marvel Snap. Retreating is the way to get to infinite rank. So our opponents just snapped here. So currently we were playing for 1 cube. By them snapping, next turn there's going to be 2 cubes on the line. Now, I don't actually know what their game plan is yet, so I think for now I'm actually just going to see what happens. But if we were in a really bad position here, we didn't think we could win, we definitely would want to retreat and get out of this as soon as possible. So yeah, the retreat mechanic is fantastic in the game. It really, really does a lot for us. If you're retreating and you're only losing 1 cube, you could retreat 3 games in a row. You've lost 3 cubes. If the next game you're in a great position, you win 4 cubes or possibly even 8 cubes if both opponents snap, you're now at positive, you're positive 1 cube, or if you win 8 cubes, you're now positive 5 cubes. So in the 4 games, you've essentially retreated or lost 3 of them, and then with that 1 win, you're now positive in your cube race. So basically, you don't need to win every game in Marvel Snap. That's the beauty of it. You can actually have more losses or more retreats than actual wins, and your rank will continue to climb. So right now, we're playing for these 2 cubes. We're not entirely sure what our opponent's game plan is yet, so we might play this out just a little bit longer. District X makes it really hard to know what's actually happening in the game. They've obviously snapped because they've got some great cards in their hand. We're going to see if it's going to be worth sticking around for this game. Now, the important thing is if neither opponent snaps, you really have up until turn 6 to decide if you want to retreat or not. Sometimes your opponent's going to snap early. If they're in an amazing position, it's fine to just retreat, lose that 1 cube, and get on to the next game. So as we can see here, they've done a bunch. Our rogue can steal their Ant-Man ability, which isn't going to do a whole lot for us, but probably the only real thing we could do right now. I guess we're going to do that. Our opponent's very, very confident. They've got Khazar there. We could steal that ability, which would be pretty cool, which we do. So taking a look at this, they're currently winning pretty much 2 out of the 3 locations. It doesn't really look like we're going to be able to win here. I mean, this could win us the left location. We probably lose the right. I think we're better off to retreat here. The percentage chance of us winning is a lot lower than theirs. They're already winning 2 locations. We don't have any crazy big plays. We're just going to retreat, I think. We could always play Onslaught here and maybe buff Shocker, but it's not going to be enough. So we're just going to retreat, lose our 2 cubes, and get into the next game. By doing this, we've only lost those 2 cubes instead of playing for 4 and potentially losing 4 cubes. If we go on to our next game now and win 4 cubes or even 8 cubes, we're already in the positive. Essentially, you can retreat. You could retreat 7 games in a row, and based on the math, it's unlikely that will need to happen. But if you lose 7 games, you retreat, lose 1 cube, then you get an 8 cube win. You've gone up 1 cube. Okay, yes, you've played 8 games, but you're still going to be in the positive. So you don't need to have a positive win rate in this game. You just need to have a positive cube rate. And retreating is super, super important to ensuring that happens. Now, on retreating and the cube system, don't chase your cubes. If you have a big 8 cube loss, you know, it was a 50-50, you went for it and you've lost those 8 cubes, don't try and get 8 cubes in the next game. That's not how the game really, that's not how the math works out. You're not going to win 8 cubes, lose 8 cubes, it's generally, you're not going to win, you're not going to get 8 cube wins 3 times in a row. Because your opponent's going to see the writing on the wall that they're going to lose, and they're going to retreat earlier in the game. Getting those 2 cubes, 4 cube wins here and there is completely fine, and it's going to go towards you getting to infinite rank. You don't want to be chasing cubes. I've done it. I'm sure you've done it at some point. You've had a big 8 cube loss. You only lost by maybe 1 or 2 points. And then the next game, you're just like, oh, I got to snap. I just got to play it out. I got to get those 8 cubes. And by doing that, you're just going to tilt, and you're just going to keep losing game after game. If you are feeling tilted, everyone experiences it. Anyone who says they don't get tilted, in my opinion, is completely lying. You know, there's always going to be other things happening in life. You know, you get there, sit down, you play some Marvel Snap. You just want those 8 cubes every game. Listen, it's not going to happen. You got to be smart about it. You got to retreat when necessary. Don't chase your losses. I think that's a really important tip that a lot of people don't talk about. They talk about the retreat mechanic. They talk about playing one deck. They talk about strategies, things like that. But don't give in to tilt, because it will really, really hurt your chances of doing well in Marvel Snap. Now, our opponent's off to a good start here. I think we maybe don't want to play Patriot too early. Maybe we'll play Brood over there. So guys, we're going to play out this game, see if we can get some cubes. But if we can't, we're always going to be smart to retreat. Again, tilt is super important. Take a break if you need to. Put the game down for an hour or a couple of hours or even a day. You know, if you get super tilted, and it's so easy to get tilted in this game. You know, there's a 50-50 that doesn't go your way. Guys, don't give in to the tilt. Don't give in to the tilt. All right, let's see what we can do here. We've got a pretty good hand here. Like I said, this Patriot deck, I've been playing it a ton. So Elysium is really good for us. All these locations are fine. They don't hurt our deck in any way. So let's see how we go. They got Yondu, which is fine. We're not losing anything important. We've already got pretty much all the cards we would want in our hand. Moving that card to Patriot's location is actually fine. That is no issue to us. We're feeling okay with that. We can play Onslaught here now. We're going to snap, because next turn we can play Ultron and spread out our 5, 10, 15. We'll get 20, 22 on the left here. The right will get... what do we get on the right? We get 5, 6, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, we're chilling. We're feeling good. So we've snapped because we're in a great position. I feel like we can win most of the locations. Yes, our opponent has 19 here in the middle. But between Cyclops getting another... Oh, okay, they've played Death. That's okay. We can actually get to 22 on the left. So unless they blow up the board, we're feeling okay. We get to a pretty big number on the right, and our middle, yeah, we're chilling. We're looking good, guys. So we know that we've got a great chance of winning. So we snap and we play it out. And again, of course, knowing what your opponent can do is super important. Thinking about what deck your opponent's playing. So they played Demon last, so I don't think they're going to Taskmaster their Death or anything like that. Be interesting to see what they play. They played Magneto, which is actually okay. That we maybe lose the middle location, but I think we just win the other. Yeah, we just lose the middle, but we win the left and we've won the right. Oh, it depends on their Mysterio. Oh no, their Mysterio makes us lose the game. We lose by 1 point there, guys. I think that was completely fine to play that out. We were in a great position. Yes, we lose just those 4 cubes. If our opponent had snapped back, I would have thought maybe a little bit more cautious, maybe retreated there. But I felt we were in a great position. And this is just a part of the game. You're going to get narrow losses like this, but it's okay. We didn't lose 8 cubes. We only lost 4. Sometimes that's going to happen. Sometimes it's okay. Very, very narrow loss there. That is extremely unfortunate. Again, if this happens, you lose those 4 cubes, you get super tilted, put the game down for a little bit, take a break, which I might do here. Again, guys, let's go through what we went through. Use one deck, stick to the one deck, learn it inside out. You know, pick the type of style deck you enjoy. Doesn't really matter what it is, if it's a destroy deck, a move deck, just play it. If you get really good with it, it's not going to matter if it's not super, like, you know, tier 0, the top tier deck. As long as you know it inside out, you know your matchups, you're going to do well with it. Retreating, super, super important. Like we just saw there, that was pretty much a 50-50. We were feeling pretty good. It was a very narrow loss, so I feel like it was worth going through with the game. Of course, if we were in a worse position, you know, we're losing all the locations, we would have retreated at 1 to 2 cubes, and we would have been feeling good that we didn't have a big loss. So very important, retreating, get used to it. Don't play out every game if you're trying to hit infinite rank. Be smart about it. Take your time and retreat when necessary. Guys, you're not going to hit infinite overnight. It does take time. You need to play a couple of hours a day. But if you're playing an hour, 2 hours a day, you're taking all of this on board, 100% you can get to infinite. No problems, guys. So keep grinding. Have fun with the game. Don't chase your losses. If you're feeling tilted, take a break. Put the game down for a bit and then come back to it. Guys, I hope these tips helped. I want to know if you guys have hit infinite rank. If any of these tips have helped you hit infinite rank, let me know down in the comments section. Guys, I'm ShadowDTV and I'll catch you in the next video.